Okay, so today is day 3 over here at our rotted out window job. Today we are going to start framing the walls, and Zach's doing a coat of concrete sealer right now. Just before we get started, just for extra precautionary for any water issues that they might encounter, just to fix that up. So if you hear squeaking in the video right now, it's roller Zach's using. But this is how it looks so far. The walls painted with the sealer, as you can see. The windows turned out pretty good, but you guys saw that yesterday. We're gonna start framing here in a few minutes once we get some drywall carried in. We got 15 sheets for this whole wall, so Aiden and I are gonna start carrying those in. Might not be a super fun process, but we'll get them in. I'll set you guys up on a time lapse. So we've got all 15 sheets of sheetrock in his sunroom porch here. I don't know what it is about sheetrock. Aiden and I were both carrying 2 sheets at a time, and they're 44-pound sheets. They feel heavier than 88 pounds for some reason. So our bags of concrete that we get are either 60 or 80, and they don't feel as heavy as 2 sheets of drywall. But got them into this sunroom, and then there's steps right here into the basement. So that'll be a little bit more challenging. We just got them into here so we could carry them down together and make it a little bit easier. But I'll get you guys set up for that. Alright, we got all the sheets of foam down here and all the sheets of drywall down here. I was carrying doubles, and Zach and Aiden were carrying the exact same as I was, so I'm what you like to call built different. But got those down, not a big deal. Time to start doing some framing. Cleaning first and then some framing. Okay everybody, so this video has a lot of time lapses in it, so I'm probably going to do a lot of commentary on it. I'm going to try and dabble in kind of our company. I'm not sure if we've talked about it too much. Kind of who we are, what we do, and kind of how it all goes down and how it all went down. So my name's Drake Beauregard. I own the company with my parents and my brother. We've been in business since a couple months after derecho. I'm not sure if everybody watching these videos have heard of that, but it was a storm that blew through the Midwest a few years ago. Let's see, it was almost 4 years now, I think, but that's how long we've been in business. I worked construction for probably 6 months before that storm happened, so I had some knowledge going into this business before that. But my dad's been doing it for a long time, probably 20 plus years now. I think he started in 01 when I was born, so he knows a lot, and altogether I'd say we make up a pretty good team. So I'm 22. I've been doing it since, like I said, probably 4 years now. I think over the years I've learned a lot, and there's always a lot more to learn in construction. Doing the best I can to absorb all the knowledge that I can, and you learn something new every day in this field, so that's good. Good and bad. It's a lot of information to retain. So this part of the video is where a lot of the framing gets started. And this was we were doing one by framing because I'm not sure why we did it exactly. I think the homeowner just wanted as much space as they could back in their basement. That's also what was there. So we're just kind of trying to replace what was there, but replace it better. So we used all treated boards, we ripped them down on the table saw, and used a worm drive to rip them down also. Used some Tapcons to attach those. I'd say all in all it worked out pretty well. Once this video gets a little bit further going, you'll kind of see our progress is made, but it should be pretty easy to hang some rock on once it's all said and done. We also did some insulating on this wall. We just used 1.5 inch foam board, which works pretty good for a thinner wall like this. And I used a table saw to rip it down, and I used the circular saw also, which I'm not sure if that's a life hack or not. I'm sure somebody else has done it before, but it was really handy, especially when we're doing framing. We like to have a table saw around just for ripping boards down if we need something to fit somewhere. So the table saw was already set up. It worked perfect for ripping down 14.5 inch sheets of foam, and the circular saw worked good for cutting them to length and whatnot. All in all, it wasn't too rough of a basement framing job. Got it done pretty quick, all in a day. I think we didn't get any rock on, so it'll probably be longer than 4-day job. I think I said it was. It'll probably be a 5 with finishing drywall. I know we're gonna hang tomorrow and get a first coat on, so hopefully that goes well tomorrow. Anyway, back to the company. My dad's the estimator. He does most of our estimating, and I want to say probably close to a year now. My mom joined the company, and she came on as she kind of runs the office. She has been trying to learn estimating and also doing receipts, making sure we all turn in receipts and running payroll and doing all sorts of office stuff like that. But I think she enjoys it better than working for somebody else, so it's good. And Zach, my brother, he joined. It's probably been, I can't remember exactly when both of them joined. I know they joined separately, probably a few months apart, but I can't really remember it all. It just kind of, it's all a blur that kind of joins together. I'm sure you guys understand how that goes. Life just moves by really quick. But he joined a little after my mom did. He used to work at a granite fabricating shop, so he's been kind of in the blue collar trade for a while, since high school, I think. But I think he enjoys working here a little bit better. But then again, he doesn't talk much, so I'm not really sure. He definitely fits in with the crew pretty well. We all get along. Spending 8+ hours together every day, kind of have to. And then that tall giraffe-looking guy is Aiden. He's worked with us for a year and a half, I want to say. And when he started for us, he was pretty much brand new to construction. I think he had a little bit of experience working for somebody else, but working for us, he's getting a lot more experience and knowledge than I think what he was getting before. But he's making progress every day like everybody else. He's learning. It's kind of how it goes. What else? Oh, my sister works for the company as well. She just kind of helps my mom with book stuff, tracking receipts and doing that. She's just a part-time employee, so she just kind of works when she wants. It's a family business, so she can kind of do that. I think she has a set schedule, but I don't think any of us really know what it is except for my mom. But all in all, we all work together pretty well. I never really thought back in my high school days before I started thinking about what I was going to do for the rest of my life. I didn't think I was going to be working with my family every day, but here we are. So I was a 2020 graduate from Kennedy High School in Cedar Rapids. That was a year COVID hit, so I kind of had to figure out my life plan pretty early. And our neighbor at the time, when I was living at home, one of our neighbors, he ran a construction company, and I went to work for him until this business formed. And that's kind of how I gained all my knowledge, just in the field working and trying my best every day, working hard, and that's all you can do. Here I am throwing in the foam board. It was, like I said, the table saw made it really easy. It rips it down like it's nothing. Made quick work of it. We also did the drywall wraps in this video. Later in this video, we did the wraps around the window. Did 4-side wrap just because we're in there doing drywall. We might as well just drywall instead of trying to trim around it, especially with the top of the windows. There's only 1.5 inches to the joist, so if you did do trim there, you'd have to rip it all down. Plus there's only a few inches in between each window, 3 inches I believe. So if you try to do trim, I'd have to do the math in my head to figure out if doing extension jambs and then doing casing on it would work out or not. So you have a 3-inch stud in between each window, and then I think I'm running out of time. I might have to, I guess the next video is the time lapse, so I'll just keep talking. So there's a 3-inch stud in between each window, and if you have a 3/4 inch extension jamb on either side, that would give you an extra 1.5 inches, which would make it 4.5 minus 3/16 reveal on it, so minus 3/8 off of that. So 3 plus 3/4 plus 3/4 would be 4.5 minus 3/8, so they give you 4 1/8. And then your casing, we always use 2 1/4. 2 1/4 would be 4.5. So it wouldn't work out really well to do extension jambs and casing. All right, so we just finished. Bring them inside. So we just finished the framing on this basement, or at least most of it. We still have to go around the windows a little bit more, but it was a long time lapse. I didn't think it was going to take that long to do it, but it did. Anyway, here it is. We got most of the foam board in too. We just kind of have it sitting in there for now. The electrician still has to come, but at least most of it's all cut. I'm not sure if this is a life hack or not. People do this all the time, but I started to use the table saw for ripping down these sheets of foam board. For some reason, they come with these pre-cuts on them at 16 inches, which doesn't really benefit us much when you're trying to fill in between a 16-inch center stud, because it's only 14.5 inches. Anyway, I started to rip them down on the table saw. Ripped it like butter. I'm not sure if there's a reason you shouldn't do that, but I was using a circ saw too. It was just so much easier than cutting it with a knife by hand. You can get much better and tighter fit on a lot of these. You can see there's pretty much no gaps on it. If there are any gaps, we'll hit it with some spray foam or we'll hit it with some caulk tomorrow. Aiden missed a Tapcon in this one, so go figure. Got all these sills in. We got a sill plate here for our drywall wraps. Last thing we have to do is frame out these windows flush with the treated plates here. But after that, should be ready to go. I think that's about it. Anything to add? You guys have fun with that? Although it is a pretty big mess down here. Did our best to protect the floor, but it's hard to keep all this dust out. I want to say their homeowners were replacing the floor at some point, but dust isn't what we worry about. It's more nails and stuff like that. You don't want to step on a nail and then scratch up the floor. So we put a lot of protection down to get this turned out. Alright, I'll set you guys up with whatever we do next. Alright, well, I got cut off in that last time lapse. It's kind of hard to. I thought it was a longer time lapse, but I guess it wasn't. I don't like re-saying what I just said. So anyway, the casing we use is 2 1/4, and it's 4 1/2. So it's just a little bit too wide. You'd have to rip it down, and it's just way easier to do drywall at that point. And I think a drywall wrap gives a good look to the windows, the same, if not better, than uh, extension jambs and casing. But that could be my personal preference or anybody else's, I guess. But the homeowner was okay with doing drywall wrap, so that's what we went with. Save us some time. I guess I'll go over some drywall with you guys. The last 4 years I've been doing construction, drywalling hasn't been my forte. I just kind of, it's a skill that needs mastered with practice. It's not something you can just learn and do right off the bat unless you're like an artist or something and you're really good with a drywall knife, but it's pretty much an art, I think. Um, I think at one point there was just a job that we were doing, and I was working on it with my dad, and it kind of just clicked in my head how drywall was supposed to work. I'm not sure why it didn't make sense to me before, but it kind of does now, and I'm just trying to perfect my skill on it, which, like I said, takes time, and I've been doing the best I can and trying to get better every time I do it. I feel like lately, I'm not sure if it's because of the winter months or not, but we've been working inside a lot, so we've been doing quite a bit of drywall with the kitchen remodel we got going on. Did some drywall over there. We got bathroom going on right now. I haven't really got any video of that. I kind of started doing videos after we already started it, so it's either I play catch up on videos or I just kind of skip out on showing you guys that job. But we have some drywall getting done over there. We're doing ourselves, and I'm trying to teach Zach and Aiden how to do drywall as well. I think Zach has some decent experience doing it. He's trying to perfect his skill too, just like me. And Aiden, like I said, he's new to a lot of things, but trying to get him going on everything. So, as you guys might know, and you can probably tell by watching all these videos, I'm a huge DeWalt guy. I use DeWalt pretty much everything, anything that I can at least. Um, I love all their tools. This isn't a sponsorship. I wish it was, but it's not. Anyway, there's one tool, or I guess the genre of tool that DeWalt has out that just is not a good tool at all, and it's their battery-powered nailers. I know we have a crown stapler, we have a brad nailer, and we have a framing nailer. So my dad and I both had framing nailers at one point, and they both kind of just went to trash. And I think we sent mine in, and it was unfixable, so they had us pay for a new one. Which actually, I think this is the first time I've ever had to use the DeWalt warranty on something, maybe a battery. I want to say one of the second oldest batteries I have after these 4 years. For some reason, doesn't take a charge. It still works, but it just doesn't take a charge. But that one's out of warranty, so it hasn't been a huge deal. I think that's why a lot of people buy other brands and not DeWalt, because the DeWalt's warranty isn't as good as others. But I've only had to use it a couple times, so it hasn't been a big deal to me. Anyway, we have a 18 gauge crown stapler, a 18 gauge brad nailer, and a framing nailer now. We just got this new framing nailer from the warranty issue that we sent in that one for, and we got a brand new one back, and it's already jamming up on me and misfiring and whatnot. I don't know. I think we're just gonna not use them anymore. But I'm not sure how a lot of these framing crews these days are using just battery powered nailers anyway. I love the pneumatic. The pneumatic is the way to go when you're framing just about anything other than small stuff, which this job was perfect for a battery nailer, and it worked fine for this job. It was just had this couple issues, but pneumatic takes the cake every day for continuous use of a tool. It just, there's no comparison from pneumatic to anything else. Lightweight, you can hold 2 sleeves of nails, which is a huge benefit. But yeah, I think that's all my voiceover for this video. Thanks for watching. All right, so I got my glasses changed out. Everyone kept saying they're, what were you calling it, Aiden?
Gay.
Can't say that.
Homosexual.
Yeah, everyone was saying it was homosexual. I'm not. Alright everybody, I got my glasses changed out. Aiden kept calling me a girl because they looked girly, so I changed them out. Anyway, we got some drywall wraps on. We finished framing all these openings, got all those wraps done. There's a wire in this one. We're not going to do any budding today, so the electrician can still get in here if he needs to. I just stuck the screw in there. Whenever we come and finish hanging drywall, we can throw it back on if we need to. I think that's about it for today. We got it all insulated, all the foam boards on, and the wire comes down from the roof. We're waiting on that one too. Zach's doing the cleanup now. We still have to put our drip cap on outside. I think we'll get to that. Probably only take us 10 minutes to do it. So we'll do it after we get cleaned up in here. I think that's it. Anything to add, guys?
Framing is fun.
Yeah, framing is probably one of our most favorite things to do. I wouldn't say that what we did today was probably anybody's favorite just because we were doing treated boards directly on the concrete, as you can see here. That's not really our favorite. We did a garage framing, or we built the whole garage other than the slab for it. We did that a few months ago. I think that was probably all of our favorite jobs we did, just because simple, straightforward. We did all the siding and everything else for it, and it turned out really nice, and it was like a week job for us. So we do like framing, like to do it as much as we can. I think that's it. I'll set you guys up on a time lapse and maybe go over things with you one more time before we get out of here today. Alright, that's a wrap on today's video. We got everything picked up. Aiden's sweeping right now. Zach's taking some stuff upstairs
Probably do a little bit of Swiffer in today quick just to get a little bit cleaner. We got all our drywall and stuff over here. Extra piece of foam board and all our corner bead and a little bit of hot mud ready for the next time we come over here. Still need some sweeping done. And like I said, we'll probably do a quick Swiffer just so it's not as dusty. We'll throw some rosin paper down before we do any drywall, but I think that's about it for today. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.